everyone, what's good? Welcome to my channel, and in this tutorial I'm going to be teaching you how to design flyer in CorelDRAW. So grab your tools, hit that subscribe button, and join our community of passionate designers. You can find the Telegram link somewhere in the description below. Thank you.
So just going to go straight into this. Draw a square box. So you're going to be clicking all your elements. Right, so let us copy the information we need to use it for this design. Okay, so here we have a picture. We have a first picture here. Right, so we'll copy the image, go to photo room, then remove the background, just paste it. Right, click on click on verify your image. So once it's done verifying, I'm going to load where to download the image. Right, so let's wait. Okay, yeah, we are done. Now click on standard resolution, click on continue editing, check download. We do the same bit, similar thing for the second image. Copy, go back to then Control V, and paste. Okay, so we wait for it to load. Verify as well. There are no end to the number of images you can remove on this platform in a day. Okay, we want to upgrade your quality of what you're getting. Subscribe to their paid option. Get the paid option so you download as well. Right, so we're going to be copying the two images to copying the two images. Alright. Today we have the first image. Oh sorry, let me minimize. Let me minimize. Let's see where we have the image downloaded, so we know how to import them into CorelDRAW. Okay, so we'll go to File, Import, drag down to Downloads, local disk. Sorry, go to Download. Then we have the two images there. Select the two images there, shift key, then you drag. Okay, click and drag out. Then we have our two images. Right. We're going to be selecting colors from this image. Just drag to the color palette there. Add colors from the bitmap. Okay, so we have our color palette for this design down there. Okay, so these are the colors we're going to be using in this project. Okay, so let's just place that image. Okay, so this square box is where we're going to be working. We're going to be placing our images in a direction we want to tell the story. Right, so let's see what can work. And also there are different sizes for social media. I like more of the portrait size, the rectangular one. So duration is 4 by 5. That's what I change this. Okay, so let's try and use a video view. And back down there. See what will work for us. This is very nice. Put the process also for this. Also click here. Click that to the side there to see it. Okay, let's move to and then that image the center, try to position it where you want the image to be. Okay. Down the rectangular box, let me minimize that and see the background we can implement in this design. So another thing to try to notice when you're trying to design was not the story you want to tell, was know what you're trying to design for. Okay? So I just want to be particularly in that project. I want something different. I want a kind of office settings. So and the thing this particular person you're designing for is first lady. However, I'm to something more pretty, something more of the office settings like that to become like I think It is night. Let's see what we get from this. We have that here. Copy that. Another thing to do already. Just use this into the part of the grease into here. Then add few box like that. There's a telling like that. So we do this way, then you just try to do the perspective the what you're signing for. You don't actually image to be too big and right. So I'm trying to just try to do the first thing I was going to do. So the first thing I actually want to place image as part of this table because I don't have the elements as separate. I don't have the background as separate elements, right? So what I do there is just to trace out the part of the table. You trace out like that using your pen tool. I'll be dropping the video now. Use your pen tool. How to use the pen tool. The pen tool is very let us close this. A lot of texting. Maybe got something to put yourself through that process and everything. But those actually need it that will cover our body here, alright? So let's just trace the image that way. Let's trace it that way, alright? So we're not going to be tracing the whole body and stuff like that. So let's just cut it that way and let's just be fast with the process of the design. Okay, so we'll just trace the edge because we actually don't the down part there. That was why we had to cut it out and everything like that. Okay, so you check if it's okay. You select the two objects together, then we select on trim, right? We delete the outline, reduce the image. We try to put the image in perspective. Okay, if she's actually in the office, how big will the image be? Then we select on the table we just trimmed out. Then we'll put her at the back of the table. Can you see she's too big here? But let's try to reduce. I think it's giving us a little balance. Let's try to reduce a bit. Okay, I think that is working for us. All right, this is okay. This is okay. All right. This is okay for us. This is perfect. This is perfect. Okay, so let's just see where we can place the second image on the design. All right, so let's turn that. Let's flip that. Just place it somewhere on the design. Let's increase it. Let us increase the size of this our second image here. All right, so we're going to be placing that behind the first picture. Okay, we're going to be placing that behind the first picture, then we're going to be putting it here. Let's reduce it a bit, see if it will balance if it will be balanced. All right, so let's increase the image here. Increase the image that way. We don't want the image as well to be too big. Okay, so we just try to position it in places that we know it will work for us, right? I think this is perfect. This is perfect. Okay, yeah, right. So we need to remove this what's it called? We need to actually remove this logo, this US logo here. need to remove this here. So we'll be doing it in CorelDRAW. We're exporting this frame, right, and taking it to Photoshop. Okay, and done that. So let's pick other elements from the previous designs done. The logo, the church, see where we can place it on this design. Okay, so let's just place it at the top of this top of the flag here. Let's reduce it small and give it a drop shadow. Give it a drop shadow. Let's copy this lines. Look, we have a happy birthday there. We have it. So we're trying to copy this red element from here. Come back here. Place it. So we're just going to be placing these at different places on the design, just to create a kind of buzz and everything. So we're putting it at the back of this image where she's like having a sitting position, right? So we'll take this and put it there. Then we'll copy it, find somewhere that we can easily place it. Okay, so let's see, will it work there? Rotate, right? Let's increase it a bit. Just put it there. Then we'll power clip into the image, right? So let's duplicate it as well again. Then just come and put it down here. Let's just put it down here. So that's happening because we don't have this image power clipped. So what we want to do now is just to export the whole file that will take into Photoshop. To export, the shortcut is Ctrl E. So when we are done exporting, we go right into Photoshop, we drag and drop in Photoshop. So we can easily edit and brush over. We don't want to actually lose the detail of the table. That was how we're taking it into Photoshop to work on it more in Photoshop. Okay. So here now just going to be select, we duplicate, right? Turn off the first one, duplicate, zoom in, duplicate. Alright. Go to adjustment. So reduce the purpose of reducing the adjustments, reducing the levels here is the areas that are black, the areas where you have the shadows. Okay, so that's the reason why we are doing this. So we're going to be turning that off for now. We're doing that to okay, let's not go ahead of the process. Let's just remove this logo here. So we'll click on clone mask. It's a tool in Photoshop that can easily replace one part of your old design with other parts. I think the brush is too big here, so let's just paint gently over the image. Alright, let's just paint gently. We just paint gently like that. It just give us a kind of table texture that we already have in the design. Now we'll pick a smudge tool. Ensure it is properly blended. Everything blends and works together, right? Just smudge it over. Just smudge it over. Try to reduce the flow here. Okay, then we'll turn on the pen pressure. So we turn off the pen pressure. We don't want it active. Alright, so we just paint over it like that. Alright, I think we are good here. We are good with this. Yeah. let's still reduce the brush size. So we are try to paint over and see the result you can get. Okay, it's also the strength. Tone it down a bit to reduce the strength a bit, to just make everything blend together and not make it look kind of awkward. Right? And don't forget, an element is still going to be coming here, whether it's a text or something like that. It's still going to be placing on this particular place. So I kind of cover it up. Okay, so back to our selection tool, back to our move tool. There we have it. So to apply this effect, you press Ctrl I, changes to black, then you select our pen tool, and so we select our brush, and we'll brush, you see, the part where we want it to be black. So like our hair, some part of our body that has more shadow. So two things you do, you reduce your opacity, you reduce the flow. Okay, you don't want everything to be too much. Alright, so reduce the opacity that way. Alright, so I'm trying to like balance and select, reduce my flow here. Okay, reduce the flow. Right, once you're done with that, we paint over the hair, we paint over other parts of our body. Ensure that your mask is selected. Okay, ensure that your mask is selected. So we gradually paint over parts where we want our effect to be applied. Alright. Just trying to position, can you see, the reason why we're doing it is because we have more light coming from the back. We just have few lights hitting our forehead, but we want the table to be like that, to give it more realism, right? To have more shadows. Okay, so the place where we have light hitting the elements of the design, we're going to be working more on that. Okay, so also part of our body and part of our hair, we're going to be brushing over there. Right? Brush like that. Just brush. Can you see the changes now? So it adds a little detail to your design. The whole essence of doing is just to add detail to the design, right? Just to add more detail to the design. Okay, let's still reduce the opacity of the brush over our skin like that, right? So this is just to help increase areas where you have shadows. Okay, just to help us increase such areas, right? So we brush over these ones as well. Okay, brush over it, brush over that, brush that way. So our hair here, let's brush over our hair, the body parts, which is our clothes. We want the saturation of our clothes to come out more, right? So let's just brush that way. Alright, so let's try to see the difference now. There's a lot of difference there, because another thing you need to be watchful of is the color balance of your design. You must work on that. It is very, very important. You must work on the color balance, right? So what we're going to be adding here is just shadows to some areas. I want shadows. See how it will really be like. Okay, since the shadow is coming from the back, stuff like that, you just want to paint over some parts of the body that okay, once light is hitting this aspect, where will the shadows be casted? Right, so we'll try to apply that way. One thing I always try to do with Photoshop, I try to play around with my elements, see how it will feel, see how it will look if I do this, see how it will be like. Okay, so I'm adjusting the layer style here, adjusting the layer style. All right, so let's just adjust that. We drag the slider to this end point. All right, see the importance on the design. Also reduce the opacity. Okay, so let's just reduce the opacity, decrease it. Alright, so let's leave it like that. Press OK. See the difference. Just check the table, you see the difference. There's really the difference on the table. Okay, so our face is kind of too much saturated, and we don't want that happening for us. Okay, so another thing we're going to be adding is what's it called? I have this plugin I use. So you can also try to find it and download it. It's called Nick Collections. Okay, so we apply these effects in designs to give it more structure, to give it more, to give it more structure, to make your designs more popping. Let me say it that way. Alright. So you increase the sliders. Just increase the sliders to what works for you, what you feel is balanced, what you feel is okay. But remember, don't forget that too much of everything is what is bad. And so we just want to add some details and ensure that our picture comes out very well. Right? Can you see now we have more details on our face, we have more details there, but we have the effect here too much on the face. It's showing too much on the face, and we don't want that. So let's work on that. Right, let's work on that. Right, so what we will be doing here is just simple. Just reduce the opacity over what's it called, over levels. Then we export back and take it back into CorelDRAW to continue adding our text. Right, so we export back, then we'll take the image back into CorelDRAW as well to continue the job. Alright. Okay, so it's done exporting, so we'll drag like this. We'll drag like this down to CorelDRAW. We drag like this down into CorelDRAW. Back to our file. Then we'll put it like this. So there are two ways you can import your file into CorelDRAW. One is dragging, one is importing. Ctrl I. Okay. Can you really see the difference between the before and after? You don't have the logo there. Alright. So you just have this. You just take these two and just place it by the side, and place this at the center. Okay, we'll take this logo, we'll put it where it was supposed to be initially, bring it up, shift page up to bring it to the top. Now you see you have some details on our face there. Alright, so this red, this is no longer part clipped into any box. Alright, so you copy that birthday from there, then we'll paste it there. So we change the font to codec. change it to Metropolis. Then we increase the space between the texts like that. To easily do that, just go select function 10, F10 on your keyboard. It will easily change your tool that you're using to your shape tool. Okay. So we're going to be adding few elements to this, which is our button. We're going to be copying other information such as the name and the name and what's it called? The name and the date. Sorry, name and date. So come back here. Okay. Now type a name. Opeyemi. Okay, the name of this element is Opeyemi. Opeyemi that. So place it where we want it to be. Ensure it is aligned in the center. It is centralized. Okay. So we change the font to coded. Change the font color. Alright. So reduce the space between the two texts, between the two names. Okay, that way. Then we increase the image. Sorry, we increase the text. Sorry, not the image. Increase the text to try and make it balance. There, right there. Okay. So we're going to be alright. So let's see. Is it balanced? Is it balanced? Right, yeah. This is good. Let's see how that's gonna go. Alright. So it's balanced there. So let's just let's add a drop shadow to the design. Right, so let's add drop shadow. That way, just click on your text, select your drop shadow tool, then you drag down. Right. So let's add this our red silk. There. So we're going to be power clipping it inside this text. That was why we deleted that. So let's throw this to the back. We power clip the image into our text that way. Right. So we can have this there. We have other elements too in there. Alright. Let's try to increase the shadow a bit. Let's try to increase the shadow of the text. Yeah. So for this project, I added two shadows. To make it, So this is second shadow we'll be adding right here. So the essence of me adding this is just like it will be as if the text is placed on the table. All those kind of signage, just like a signage that is placed on the table right there. Okay, so the last thing we're going to be adding is just is a birthday date. It's a date. Okay, so we're going to be having that there. We're going to be putting the date right there. Just change the date to July 10. And there's something I like to add to this design, which is like this button PNG I like to use on my design projects. Anytime you see me use that project, use that button, you should know that okay, this design is from this person, this design is from this person. So try to change the font type to Metropolis. We're trying to change the weight to semi-bold. Okay, so let's take our PNG and add it to the design. So we export it again into Photoshop to add some details again, to add more details into the design. Right, there we have that. Right, so we go ahead, we add this, we drag and drop into Photoshop, so it automatically updates the image you have imported already. So just click on update. So you just want to see what will work here. If you put our date here and try to make it, blend into the content. Stuff like that, just to be dramatic about it, just to be creative about it. She's not actually bad. And it's everything that you try that works out for you. So there is no bad in trying. If it works out, good. If it's not effective, if it's not like working fine, then you remove it. Okay. So we increase the points, we increase the space between the text, increase the font size. There's a difference between font size and font weight. Alright, size is 12, 10, 30, 100. Weight is the light, semi-bold, bold, extra bold, condensed, stuff like that. Those are the weights. Okay. So you just want to try to see if this can be blended into the cutting that way. So on the line layer, drag. See, it's fine, it's beautiful, but it's not really functioning. It looks conceived, it looks hidden. There's a way you drag it on the design that it doesn't function, but it looks hidden to me. It looks somehow. I don't really want that, because it's a day. If it were to be any other text, that can easily be on the background. Okay, so this is not working for us. This is not working for us. Then we just remove it straight away. Alright, straight away. So let's see, we can add more textures, more effect to the design. So go to filter gallery. There are several designs that we can. There are several effects we can add to the design. This is making it more poster. Don't want that. Just go to the different options we have there, see what works for you. Okay, but what I like to use particularly is the film grain. So I just use the film grain, this texture, the highlight area, and release it that way. Let me still have something that is working. Release it that way. Release it that way rather. Use intensity. Just trying to play around what will work, what will not work, right? What will work. Can you see this effect is already affecting the text? It's already affecting the text that we have on the design. So let's just reduce that. Let's reduce that. Let's reduce the stroke length. Okay, also the direction balance. Just trying to play around our options that we have to see what works, to see what doesn't work. But let's just go back to film grain. Let us stick to film grain. Okay, film grain is okay for us. So press OK. Alright, so just export. We export back again. Then we drag it down again into Photoshop. Right, we drag it down into Photoshop. Let's saved resources. Okay. Alright. So let's add the button. Yeah. You click, drag, take to CorelDRAW, import. Right. So we import that way. Reduce the button size. So this is the last thing we're going to be adding to this design. Just the button. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Another thing we should add is flare. You know, there are reflections of light from the design. So just copy image, go back to CorelDRAW, minimize, factor, page. Then we'll Control V, paste. Okay, so we're going to be placing this in some places where we have light coming into the design. Right? So you change the blend mode to either hard or screen. Okay. And the reason that's effective is because it has a black background. Design has a black background in it. So when you apply that to your designs, when you apply that effect, it removes the black in the design, and the effect that is still available, that remains, that is actually on the design, will come out. Okay, so what we're trying to do is just place it at places where we have light, sun rays coming from the curtain into the image, into the office, right? So all these things also are important. Just change the blend mode to soften it a bit. The hard is too harsh. It's too much. Okay, that way. Let's increase that and take it up a bit. Let's take it up and click inside. Let's copy this down here. It's still part of the, still part of the cutting. Light eating, some areas on her face, some areas on her hair. You just want the light there. Then back clip. Yeah, I think we are good with this. It's just try to position them in areas okay. It works fine. Don't want it too much on the design. And if it is too much, it will be causing distraction, and we want to avoid that. What we want to do is avoid such things like that. So we drag the button down here, then we'll add the button that way, copy the text, bring it up, bring it to the front, show it is center line, and you select your object, select your text, then you press C and E. So automatically, align the two objects and make sure that they are positioned the same way on each other. They are aligned. Okay. So let's just okay. Let's put it out. Let's put it the other way. Then we add drop shadow to the button. We add drop shadow to the button. We add drop shadow that way. Break it apart. The power clip inside. Also, we add drop shadow to the text. We are done with that. Right, so thank you very much for staying through to the end. We have our classes every Friday, 7 p.m. just an hour class where we go through different designs, where we go through different processes of achieving a design project. Okay, so thank you for staying through. If you like this video, click on the like button, subscribe. It is your like that actually counts, and your subscription also encourages us to keep going. So thank you for staying through till the end of this class. Right, see you next class. Bye. So just click that, and that's all. We are just this, and that's all. Right, thank you very much for staying through. Big thanks to everyone who turned up. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Don't forget to click on the like button and subscribe as well. Thank you.